Okay, you can be real with me. You don't want to make money, do you? Like, for real, like you don't want to make money online, right? Of course, like you don't want to travel. You don't want to have extra free time. You don't want to walk on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You don't want to fly jets. Like you don't want to do any of that, right? You do? Okay, because here's the deal. I have got up here on Beyonce's internet and shared my entire journey since 2020, showing you all step by step how I nailed my first audition and get paid to read books that are on Amazon, that are on Audible. And to this day, even from that very first audiobook that I recorded, I'm still getting monthly paychecks from Audible. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, it led to 6 contracts on Audible. So literally that one audition got me 6 Audible contracts. Now, you tell me why you didn't follow the steps that I gave you. Let me guess. So hold on. You don't have the money to do it, right? You don't have an entire studio. You don't have a bunch of money to throw down on expensive microphones and expensive equipment and all that good stuff, right? I get it. Neither did I. Okay. So, the place where I record is right here. The same place where I record my YouTube videos. And a lot of people don't know, in seconds, I'm able to have my whole studio set up. Fun fact. When I got my first audition, with no experience, by the way, I didn't even have a microphone when I started, baby.
How the hell?
So that's why in today's video, I'm going to help you out once and for all. I'm going to let you know how exactly I got started with audiobook narration, from the free website that I used all the way to having equipment when I was flat freaking broke. Okay, I get it. We are on a budget, baby. That's why I'm helping you out. So you have no excuses. You might want to watch this video all the way through, because I'm also going to share with you how you can get access to my free training so that you can get these audiobook narration jobs faster, easier, understand the process, all that good stuff. Okay, but you know what you got to do. Hit that algorithm in the face. Let YouTube know that you like money making content. You do that by hitting the thumbs up button, and please help me help you help everybody. Okay, and hype this video. Okay, so if you're on mobile, look below this video, hit that hype button, and it will help get this video out to more people. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything, but it does help me keep creating this free content for you all. So if you want the freebies, hit that hype. Okay, but now that we got that out of the way, let's get into how to get paid to read on Amazon when you don't have equipment. Let's go. Okay, I gotta make this very clear. I am somebody that got into audiobook narration with no experience, okay? I had never even heard an audiobook when I landed my first contract. But I was still able to land that first audition, and it turned to those 6 contracts, to the point where I'm still earning royalties every single month from Audible. And I love that feeling of when they notify me that they paid me indirect deposit. For those of you that have not been following my journey, just so you know, I have an entire playlist on audiobook narration, so you can see my entire journey step by step. And so you can also see that, unlike a lot of these folks up here on the internet, I actually do it. But one thing that you have to understand is I didn't start with a whole bunch of money or anything like that. I am a single mom. I'm a Philly girl. I started this here journey while I was broke, had never heard an audiobook before. And if you haven't noticed, I have a Philly accent. Okay. So for those of you that are sitting back and saying,
I don't think anybody's going to pick me for audiobook narration,
if you scared, say you scared, okay? Don't make up 1,000,001 excuses as to why it won't happen for you. The first thing you need to understand is that your mindset is everything. So if you're sitting here watching audiobook narration videos and interested in it, and people have told you you have a good voice, or you like to read, whatever reason that made you click on this video, you're here for a reason, okay? But if you're sitting back and making those excuses, you're already hindering yourself. So you got to make a choice, baby. Are you going to do this, or are you not going to do this? That part is up to you. I am not here to convince you, all right? But I'm going to tell you what I did. And I learned about audiobook narration on YouTube myself, a free video. But unlike the millions of people that saw that previous video, I took action. I didn't wait. I jumped on a website and it's a free website. It's called, take note, ACX.com. And ACX.com is owned by Amazon, as well as Audible is owned by Amazon. So you can sign up for ACX.com, especially when you have an Amazon account. They already have your information. You basically are just logging in, and you can find a book that you're interested in. There are a whole bunch of genres. There are a whole bunch of accents needed. On any given day, there are over 1,000 books available for you to audition for. Now, I'm going to stop y'all right here. Let me reiterate what I just said. There are over 1,000 books every single day. It changes multiple times a day. People are uploading books that can be auditioned for. Plus, there are people getting contracts every single hour. So the best way to find out what is available on there is to go to the website, okay? Hopping in my comments, asking a question of what's available on there instead of going to the website is just crazy to me, all right? I'm gonna be real. Go over there. It's a free website. What more do you need? All right. And once you do audition and land a contract, that book will automatically go up on Audible. Okay. That's the #1 marketplace in the world for audiobooks, in case you don't know. That's where the money is. All right. Now we're about to get into this equipment, but I want you all to know that I am offering a free class to let you all know the entire process of how audiobook narration works. So if anything in this video sounds interesting to you, sign up for my free class and you will get a better understanding of how the narration process works. But please only sign up if you are willing to dedicate 1 hour to the class. If you are not, you're going to sign up, you're going to miss it, you're not getting a replay, and you just played yourself. Okay, so let's move on to the part that I know a lot of you are worried about, the equipment. And I see this in my comments every day.
But I don't have a microphone. I don't have access to a studio.
Again, these are excuses. Even outside of audiobook narration, everything that I talk about here on this channel to help you all make money, it all boils down to being resourceful. You don't have to be the brightest in the room. You don't have to have a bunch of money. You need to be resourceful. So like I said earlier, when I started, I didn't even have a microphone. What did I do? I talked to my friend. My friend had an extra microphone. Wham, bam, balam, bam. I ended up with a microphone. My friend was kind enough to give me his microphone, but I'm sure you have more friends and more family members than I do, okay? Because I refuse to claim anybody these days. So be resourceful. Ask your friends, your family, if you don't want to buy a microphone, okay? But if you are interested in a microphone and any of the other equipment that I'm about to share with you, you should know that on my Amazon storefront, I have an entire idea list on audiobook narration equipment. You can go over there at any time of the day or night, okay? And you can access that equipment. And you know, Amazon, if you don't like that particular brand or like the reviews on that one, then you can find other similar microphones. And there are even bundles that include a microphone and other equipment that I'm going to share with you here in this video. All right. So since we're talking about the microphone, let's start with the mic. Okay. So this here is the microphone that I now use. Okay. I actually just have a love for Shure microphones, and this is a Shure MV7 Plus, okay? So this one is really easy to plug into my computer, and I can get going right away. It wasn't confusing or anything to set up. I also use it in my YouTube videos. It's very versatile, as you can see. Now, the next piece of equipment that is very, very important is called a pop filter. A pop filter is a little screen that goes in front of the microphone, and it eliminates those p, p, and the b, sounds, especially when people have earbuds in and they can hear every little sound. We don't want to annoy them with loud mouth noises. A pop filter will cost you less than $20. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't have $20, I have hundreds of videos here on this channel where I have told you all how I make money. Like I said, when I started, I was broke. I did so many side hustles and still do, just for fun. Because I'm addicted to it. But I actually have done so many side hustles and shared them here on this channel. So there's no reason why anybody should be struggling to have $20 to be able to buy themselves a pop filter, or even to be able to get themselves a $50 microphone, because I do share that here on this channel. So you might be getting a little ahead of yourself if you can't even get a microphone. All right. You might need to go head over to one of those other videos in my Make Money playlist. But moving on to the next piece of equipment that is really, really important. These are my Philips headphones, and they have like cushion on them. They're really, really soft. As you can see, I actually switched over to these. One set of headphones, my original set, it was making me sweat even with the air conditioning on. So no, that was not working. I had to switch over to these headphones with the soft fabric cushion. Okay. And I have no problems. These are under $100. Again, on Amazon, start with my storefront. You will find a whole bunch of options for headphones. No excuses, be resourceful. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you are recording, you are going to need to reduce the echo in the room. Now, this is an issue that a lot of people have because a lot of times floors won't have carpeting. So here's a couple of tips for you. First and foremost, either get a rug. That's what I actually have in my office here. If you have a room with carpet, you might want to record in that room because it will help reduce the reverb in the room, which is, the echo and all that. In my office, I don't have to deal with a lot of echo. So I just put a little rug here that I got from Amazon. Other alternatives include putting padding on the walls, or there's actually a box that I started out with where it had foam padding and I was able to put my microphone inside of it, and that was able to reduce the echo. Now, another piece of equipment that I have is an arm that attaches to my microphone where it helps put the microphone behind my computer when I'm not using it. That's the Elgato arm. It actually just attaches to my desk and I'm able to just pull it out, record my books, and then go about my business when I'm done. That's one of my favorite pieces of equipment because I need my aesthetic looking good. When I sit at my computer, I don't want all my equipment in my way, especially if I'm not recording that day. So I put that on my Amazon storefront. Now, another thing that's been really helpful for me is having my iPad available. So I didn't go out and buy an iPad just to do narration, but the iPad is actually what I read the books on, because when you get an audiobook contract, they're going to give you the digital version of the book. You're not going to get a physical book. Okay. So having an iPad or a Kindle or some kind of tablet where you can read from and quietly swipe instead of clicking your mouse to turn the page, it's better if you just quietly swipe on your tablet. So I have my iPad inside of a case where it actually looks like a little computer, but it's not. This is simply my iPad in a case, and both of these are available on my Amazon storefront as well. Now, since I just mentioned mouse clicks, that actually made me remember something. I actually use a mouse with my computer that is a quiet click mouse. Okay. So the old school mouse clicks are quite loud. So if you have an old mouse, you might want to consider upgrading it because those clicks can be heard inside your audio if they're really loud. Now, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to do a full tutorial on how to record audiobooks, so y'all can stop asking me now. I do have the Audiobook Blueprint, which is my course where I teach you guys in depth about the editing. The whole editing process is way too technical for me to do here on YouTube. I'm not going to do it. And one of the main reasons for me even creating this course in the first place was, one, my audience asked for it, and two, the editing and production process can be quite confusing, especially since ACX and Audible, they have really, really strict guidelines. There's actually something that I share specifically in my course that I call the secret sauce to make sure that your editing meets the strict sound requirements so that your audio isn't rejected. And I know y'all, a lot of you are going to sit here and you're going to tell yourself, oh, I can figure out this editing, and you will have a rude awakening, okay? Because I'm somebody that's quite computer savvy, and I myself had difficulty with editing. I've been editing for years, but editing that audio was something different. So unless you already have experience with RMS and noise floor and all that good stuff, then either get my course or learn how to edit. Either way, get it done. So if you're interested in the Audiobook Blueprint, I will link it down below. But I have to let you know this. This video is based on audiobook narration. But did you know audiobook narration is just one of many ways that you can get paid to use your voice? I didn't realize when I first got into audiobook narration that it will open the door to me also doing voiceover jobs. So even if audiobooks ends up not being your thing, the equipment that you do get, you can still use it for other voiceover jobs. I ended up getting hired to do voiceovers for other people's projects. And voiceovers include commercials, doing public service announcements, cartoons, a whole bunch of other things. I personally have done voiceovers for other people's YouTube channels. So let's stop thinking inside of a little box and understand that there's an entire world out there that needs your voice. So even if you don't use this equipment for audiobook narration, you still have a plan B. And if you learn how to edit the audio, you have a plan C, because you can get people to pay you to edit their audio because they're too lazy to figure it out. Okay. So I hope you all have been taking notes on the gems that I've been dropping in this video, but I do want to have a discussion with you all. Let me know in the comments, have you auditioned for an audiobook? Are you actually going to take the steps to get into audiobook narration, or are you just researching? Come on with that, y'all. But anyway, I want to hear from you all in the comments. Please let me and the YouTube algorithm know that you like money making content. The way that you do that is by hitting the thumbs up button. And also, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications so you can be notified when I drop a new video. And don't forget, I do have that free class that is available if you want to learn more about audiobook narration. But if you are a go-getter and you are ready to jump into audiobook narration, and maybe you even started the process and trying to figure out why you are not getting these jobs, you might want to consider getting my Audiobook Blueprint course and actually getting the real deal to help you land those contracts. And remember, all of the equipment that I mentioned in this video is available on my Amazon storefront inside my audiobook narration idea list, including budget-friendly microphones, bundles to help you save money that include a microphone, a pop filter, maybe some headphones. All of that is available on that storefront. Plus, Amazon does have a bazillion and one other options for you. So the link is down in the description. And for those of you that are newsy and want to know what audiobooks I narrated, they are also down below in the description. Okay. Now, in case you haven't noticed, I am in the US. But in every single video, I have to answer the same question. Is this available in my country? This channel is here to empower you to do your own research, but I'm going to help you out. ACX is available in US, UK, Ireland, and Canada. But here's the thing. If you're not in those countries, audiobook narration still exists. So if you want more options in various countries of how to get audiobook narration jobs, I suggest you check out this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.
I might be broken down, but I'm smiling. I keep my head up high, though I fail. Sometimes I get a bit emotional, but then I turn around and let